So I believe that having different development strategies for different types of leaders is absolutely paramount to make sure that you are that you're seeing the different needs of your leaders, that you're bringing skills to them that is actually going to be helpful in their day-to-day work, and you're actually making it easy for them to be able to apply the work and the learning. So when we think about mid-level leader development, mid-level leaders truly are the folks that are in the middle. So depending on the size of the organization, you may have a handful of these. They may also be like a combined frontline and mid-level leader. And you might think through, well, where does somebody in this level look and work and have the experience more of a frontline leader? Where are those that have maybe matured a little bit more in their leadership and are having the opportunity to be able to lead at a mid-level role? You also could have a structure that's very orchestrated in a way that says, oh, these are the folks that are managing the frontline day-to-day staff. Then here's their next level leaders. And then that is the final piece is the executive team. So when you think about middle leadership, the Center of Creative Leadership says that the 6 top skills that people need in this area are thinking and acting systemically, resiliency, communication, influence, learning agility, and self-awareness. So these are different types of things than the tactical things that frontline leaders are focused on. What I think is interesting for you to do is to think through, okay, where am I going within the business? What are the goals that I have? And then what influence do your mid-level leaders have on the ability for you to achieve those goals? That starts to help you understand how your mid-level leaders need to respond to these types of skills that the Centers for Creative Leadership might be talking about, or other skills that are critical for you. Certain levels of leaders within different organizations will have different levels of autonomy, strategic thinking, their ability to vision. They might be focused on one company, and mid-level leader might be focused on what's happening in the next year. Another company, that mid-level leader might be focused in what's happening on the next 18 months to 24 months. And so I think one of the things that's important to pay attention to is how your mid-level leaders are. They're really this interesting connection between the tactical level work that the teams are doing day to day and hearing from senior leadership about the visionary pieces of what's going on in the organization. Their ability to be able to translate both of those is the number one skill set that I think that you need to be able to focus on. And that is that key piece of communication and influence that the Centers of Creative Leadership is talking about. If I can understand and have a mindset of systemic thinking and vision from the executive level leader, I have to be able to translate that to what's happening on my team or within my department. Then I have to be able to communicate that in a way that those that work for me and that are doing the frontline day-to-day work can understand, can buy into, and are motivated by. That ability to understand the big picture, break it down into the part that is mine, communicate it in a way that's appropriate for different audiences is the biggest skill set for you to be able to assess and lean in on for mid-level leaders. So as you think through some of the different things that they need and the types of things that they're focused on, assess that first. Think through where you can help to build that skill set within the organization. Often this is how I listen as a senior leader and communicate to the mid-level leaders and understand where the gaps are in my communication or where I need to educate them about, oh, here's why we put this goal into place. Here's why this is really important that we're doing this before this other piece. Here's how we think that we're going to step into the achievement of this goal, or here's where we need your piece to be able to help make all the puzzle fit together. There's probably quite a bit of education from your senior leader team to your mid-level leaders that can happen all within the organization. And then you might need to have some more programmatic assistance to help them communicate that to their team. Like, hey, here's a discussion guide. These are the 3 things. We just talked to you for an hour about this big picture stuff. We think the 3 things you need to communicate to your team are these. Please communicate them in a way that makes sense to your team and the work that they do, right? So that thinking about how this works within an organization of that communication cascade is going to help them be able to engage with their team. It's also going to be able to help them be able to perform and meet those goals that you've set in front of them.